Hello everyone and welcome to On the Hook. I'm Dave Sloan and today's show is coming to you from Cape Hatteras, the National Seashore down here in the Outer Banks. I'm really excited today because my good friend Dante from Magic Tail Outfitters invited me down with Captain John aboard No Limit Sport Fishing to go and catch some giant bluefin tuna. Can't catch them here? Let's go get on the hook.
Always wanted to fish the Outer Banks, and now that I'm here, I see why everyone raves about it. If the fishing's as good as they say, this trip's gonna be epic. But first, I've got to meet up with Captain John, Dante, and the crew.
What's up? What's happening?
You made it.
I did. Planes, trains, and automobiles. What's going on?
This is Dave, that's John.
What's going on, John? How are you?
He's the captain.
Oh, nice to meet you. How are you? Nice to see you. How you doing?
I'm Nobody, Chris.
Nobody. Nice to meet you, Nobody. I'm
Do
David.
you know the shop I wanted to bring you to?
Yeah.
Ocean's East Big Time. He's the manager.
Oh, nice. All right.
Yeah. The
Where is
owner's
it?
in Costa Rica, living his life.
Oh, let's go pillage the place. How you doing? I'm David.
That's
Nice to meet you,
Shane.
Shane. How are you?
Victor.
Victor, how are you? Good to meet you guys.
Well, the sun's coming down, and before we head out in the morning, I meet Dante at one of his key tackle shop suppliers, Ocean's East. We're here to check the supply of Magic Tail's Who Magic lure and pick up a few extras since all the reports say the giant bluefin tuna are hammering them.
My man,
Dante, how are we, buddy? Good to see you.
I made it.
It's Chris.
Coming down to fish for a
I heard a
couple
lot about
days.
you, man. How are you? Good
This
to
is
meet you.
Dave.
Good to meet you. Nice
The
to
guy I
meet
was
you.
telling you about. We got to get a couple lures here, so bring us to the
Bluefin
goods.
Here, you're here, right?
That's right.
Chris, the store manager, has the shop stocked with all the top brands for both inshore and offshore, as well as loads of freshwater gear.
Stuff for inshore,
Yes, sir.
pretty much everything.
It is a packed store.
Bluefin stuff.
In the hot corner.
Have been hit heavy because this is the craziest bluefin season I think I've ever seen.
I've heard.
Where they
Longest
just have
for
it-
sure, right?
Longest for sure.
Yeah.
And people are absolutely been going crazy for certain colors because you're on the internet now and all
Yeah, I
that
hear
good
ya.
stuff. So they see what those guys are catching their fish with. We got to have that color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they have really got me. But Dante's
What
got
color
me
is
another
that,
order.
Chris?
Well, I'm going to say probably one of the most popular colors this year has definitely been the Supreme.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it'll never, ever, ever outsell the single best color was the candy apple red. The candy apple red was always our number one.
Chris's shop is awesome. He carries all the top gear, from all kinds of performance shirts, footwear, to hats. He has it all, and again, it's all the top brand names. He also has probably the best Islander selection I've ever seen in my life. Every size, shape, and color combination you'd ever need. But the hot lure right now is the Who Magic.
Listen, every boat I saw today had them on.
They did,
For real.
they
Even
did.
the cars on the road, like driving away, you see them all, trailing in the wind.
That's because of Chris.
Nice.
Because of me.
Because he loves me so much.
That's good.
I just love shops like this. Even though I probably have everything fishing related that I'll ever need, it doesn't mean I don't want more.
Yeah,
Dad, will
buddy.
you buy me a hat? Dad?
Thank you, my man.
Will this work?
Yeah, that'll work.
That'll work.
That's a Santini special.
It is for
Absolutely.
sardines.
Thank you, brother.
Good to see you, man.
Come out to dinner tonight.
Chris,
Okay.
thanks so much, man. Appreciate
All
it.
right,
You got a
enjoy
great
your day
store.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're gonna
have a lot of
We're
fun.
going to do well.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. So after our quick stop into Ocean's East Tackle, it was time to check into the hotel. I mean, we got to get up at 2 a.m. We're greeted by a nice concierge, nice, friendly black cat, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I hope this isn't bad luck. But as you'll see, it turned out not to be bad luck. It was just the opposite. It was really good luck. As planned, I get to John's boat at 3 a.m. and there's no life on board. And I'm thinking to myself, is this a trick? Did they play a joke on me? But as luck would have it, they're inside, no big deal. And we're ready to shove off. So we shove off the dock and John checks his info, his intel for the last up-to-date information that he has on where to fish and where the fish are. And we head off the dock, and it's a great opportunity for some people to catch a couple more winks. You settle into your spot. You're gonna hunker down for the next hour or so. And so it took about an hour to get out to the spot. And Captain John, make sure that each bait is running true, nice and straight, making sure that each ballyhoo that's attached to the Who Magic, the hooks are in line, it's running nice and straight and perfect, so it looks as presentable and as natural as possible to get a bite. As soon as everything's put out, everything's in its spot, we got all the different Who Magic staggered, we start trolling, and it seemed within, no lie, it seemed within 5 to 10 minutes, we get our first bite. Boom, comes out of the outrigger. Everyone's super excited we get a fish on. Next thing you know, bam, another rod goes off. Yeah, Shane. Well, awesome. We're like, this is great. 2 on. Within seconds, boom, you can see the other one go off. Triples. We got 3 on. Fun begins now. What's going on here, Dante?
Tripled up. 3 giants. Oh my God. Jimmy, real fast. Jimmy, fast. Fast, Jimmy. Don't get hooked up, Jimmy, whatever you do. Holy moly. I'm getting smoked here.
At this point, with 3 giant tuna on, it's just a matter of making sure that the lines don't cross. But with giant bluefin tuna, that's not that easy. They don't cooperate. Well, as you can see, we trolled for about, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes. 1 rod goes off, 2, 3. We tripled up. Pretty exciting. These aren't small fish either. You got 1 close. All right, Dante, you were telling me about these rods. What's the deal with the rods? These are the new rods you're making?
These are the new ones we're coming. We were testing them out the last couple of weeks here. So
Yep.
it's a very parabolic bend. It really beats the fish up pretty quick.
Yep.
Look at the size of the shark right there.
Hopefully he's going to stay away from these fish.
No,
So when you say that about the parabolic, you mean it just gets the lifting power once it gets the bend?
It's got a soft tip, all right?
Yeah.
It doesn't come up, but then in the backbone, it shows up. We got swivel here, John. Probably.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. As commercial giant tuna fishermen, these guys have caught their fish, so they know generally the size of the fish they have when they start reeling it in. It was determined that, you know, the first fish that went off was and which was the closest, was the fish that these guys were going to take, because you never know what's going to happen with the other 2 fish. The lines could cross, they could break off, they could pull the hook, a shark could get them, you never know. So the decision was made, let's take the first fish. So this fishery down here is just crazy. I mean, that took 0 time. We were literally trolling maybe 5 minutes. Just boom, 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 3 rods right in a row. And as we were cranking the other one out of the outrigger, on the long rigger, you could see a big swirl coming up on the bait, trying to even get that. We didn't want it to get that because we didn't want 4. It's just insane. The fishery's insane. Since we had our fish in the boat and secured, Captain John let me mess around with the other ones. It was fun kind of, you know, reeling on one of these big fish. It's a fishy spot. He might have just woke up. I had him close. And once we got my fish to the boat and the other fish to the boat, we just cut the line, but not before Dante reached down, grabbed his Who Magics, made sure he got the lure back. So we bring the fish on board and we start the process of getting it ready for the market. And that means just, you know, making sure that you bleed it and you keep it as cold as possible to make sure that you get the best value for your work and your fish at the fish market. All right, so Shane, we just got this nice fish. What do you think for size?
It's probably 80 inches, low 80s, maybe 82 if we're lucky. They got to be 73 inches or bigger to keep them for us to even bring them in the boat.
Yep.
And
Not a giant?
it will do.
All right, and that's a good size for the market, you think?
Yeah, perfect for today.
Cool.
83 inches.
You know, they always say you want to leave the fish biting. So I think we pretty much did that. As we were leaving, it looked like everyone was on a fish. Excited, so it was a pretty quick ride back to the fish market. And you know, as we pull in the harbor, it was really cool. I mean, definitely old school kind of fish market, a lot of fishy boats, a lot of good sights to see. It was pretty cool. All right, so we're back at the dock here. We're coming in, and obviously we want to see what we get for price per pound for our fish, but there's obviously some real big fish coming in. These guys right here next to us just brought in a big one, and these guys are going to offload one as well. So we're going to see what ours weighs out at and see what we get for a price. So looking at the other fish, ours is a good fish, but nowhere near some of the other ones. There's some jumbos coming in today. Man, there was some big fish coming into the fish market. And you know, it's just like any other business, supply and demand. With a lot of fish coming in, there's a good supply, and the demand is a little bit less. The good thing is that there's always a good demand for a giant bluefin tuna. So we're hoping to get a pretty good price.
Oh, I found that hand needle I was looking for.
Prices generally on bluefin tuna are going to average anywhere from $2 to $8 a pound, and this is at the fish market, not at the auction. So generally that means that when you take a fish from the fish market and it goes out to auction, that's when the prices can really jump up. As a matter of fact, in 2019, a 612-pound bluefin tuna sold in the Tokyo market for $3.1 million. That's crazy. Busy day at the tuna factory. All right, so we've got quite an operation going on here. You can see all these tuna came in. There's multiple boats out there. I think pretty much everyone hooked up. Got a lot of good fish being weighed in, core sampled, measured, everything, processed. Right. Well, John and his crew decided to take the right fish because it had a great core sample, it had a lot of fat in the belly, which means they were able to get $9 a pound. At 260 pounds times 9, it's $2,300. Not a bad morning's work. Well, as you saw, the jumbos just don't stop coming in. There's so many fish out there. This fishery is just phenomenal. There's a lot of big fish, and these guys definitely know how to put them on the hook, for sure. Well, that's going to wrap up today's episode of On the Hook TV, and I got to give special thanks to those people who helped make it happen. Thank you so much to Captain John and First Mate Shane aboard No Limit for taking me out and getting me some big, giant bluefin tuna. As well, thank you to Dante from Magic Tail Sportfish. And of course, thank you at home for watching. We'll see you next week on The Hook.